citizen.
Hi.
New national anthem. Yeah. Welcome to Kelly Field for the second home game of the season for the Cardinals, who come into the game 0-1-1 after a loss to Curly, and earlier this week they went to Loyola and salvaged a 1-1 tie. My name is Tyler Lochte, and alongside me,
Luke Dragonette.
And we will have you there for the game in 5 minutes. The teams have taken the field, the Cardinals in yellow, Lakers of Boys Latin in white, as we are set to kick off. Ferry standing behind it. Will be Bender. Medora, freshman, getting his first start of the season. Now to Nagy, a fellow freshman, seeing his first action. Bender over to Ferris. Calvert Hall possession here early. Last time against Curly, they tried to attack right off the bat. Boys Latin new to the league. They just were promoted this year from the B Conference, so Calvert Hall has not faced them in soccer in quite some time.
And that fact can make things interesting because whenever you play a new team for the first time, you can't remember their strategy from last game, so both teams starting afresh on their strategies.
And it's good for Calvert Hall to have that at home because, of course, the home advantage is such a big part of the MIAA, and that's what makes also their tie at Loyola last week a good result instead of a bad one. It was David Peters again. He scored both of the Cardinals' goals in the last minute, so Calvert Hall looking to try to have a more decisive game here. That one poked out by Brown, and it will be a throw-in for Calvert Hall.
Well, good sign for Calvert Hall. They're already getting a lot of possession, and they've had the ball in the attacking third for most of the game. And they're not really letting Boys Latin do it really what they want to do and have the ball in their half.
I'm sure it's got to be somewhat of a thrill for these Lakers players, as they only have one freshman, so most of the team has been around for the success of Calvert Hall. They, of course, won the league in 2016. And now here they are playing against them at Calvert Hall. It should be a new experience for them. He's looking for Gisrael. And Reed trying to get something going for the Lakers. Just not clicking for them yet.
Judging by the way the first few minutes have gone, they might not get these little opportunities like that so often. So maybe they should do a better job capitalizing on them if they're not going to get this many.
Here's Bender, the preseason All-American, out to Nagy. He's found Ben Medor in the corner. And we'll go out for a goal kick. And this is interesting. You don't see this too often at the high school level, but the goalkeeper is not taking the goal kick. Was still well hit though by Luke Thomas. Cleared the danger. And here's Christ on the outside. Not too much urgency for Calvert Hall, trying to settle into this game.
Possibly because there isn't as big of a crowd, but it seems that there's a lot more talking and yelling and communication going on down there than I remember from last game. Could just be because it's not as much crowd chatter, but they do seem to be talking a lot down there.
And Medor will lose that one. There will be a Laker throw. Almost 5 minutes gone here in this game, and neither team really has had too much of a chance. Nagy will look to throw downfield. Instead, he will cut it back to Garfink. Here's Damsgaard. Nice bit of skill there by Damsgaard, but he pulls it back right to where the play started. Here's Nagy, the freshman, to the other freshman, Medor. Bender trying to create something here. Good defense there by Stockton.
It really feels like Boys Latin hasn't had the ball past maybe the 50-yard line or 10 yards beyond midfield much at all this game. Calvert Hall really controlling this game so far.
That ball is won by Damsgaard, and it could be a chance here for the Hall. It's played through. It's Peters. He's in form. Whipped across, and it will just be deflected away.
And that is good defensive placement, a lucky touch, because I don't think the goalie had a chance if that had gotten through.
It was Sean Barwick who found himself free, and it will be out for a Calvert Hall corner. They will play it short. He whipped across and knocked down. Here's Barwick again, trying to chip it up. Still not cleared. Here's Medor. Down the line by Damsgaard, nobody there. It will be out for a Laker throw. That one will be headed on, but it will be stolen back by Garfink. Bender tried to play Peters through, but it was interrupted. And this one's stolen. It's going to be a chance for the Hall. It's Peters across, and Bender, it's blocked. And another chance sent over the bar. That was Ferraris. So Calvert Hall has definitely turned it up offensively in the last 2 minutes. Got a couple of great chances. And they're starting to figure out this Boys Latin defense. That one's played through, but it's won by Damsgaard as Garfink carries it through the middle. That one will go out for a Laker throw, and it's like they're gonna try to take their time here, trying to slow this down as Calvert Hall's really found their footing.
Defense needs the rest too. They've been working really hard with a lot of attacking chances from Calvert Hall.
And that's what this style of possession does. It makes Boys Latin chase and tire. This could be a chance here. It's Barwick. He was looking for Peters, but Peters tried to overlap. So that one will harmlessly go out for a corner. For a goal kick.
2-on-1. That could have been a quick opening goal 8 minutes into the game, but not quite.
And as you noted earlier, there has been a lot of communication, but there, when the Hall really needed it, they didn't get it. Nagy will play it back. Here's Garfink. Christ has a little bit of room. Finds Barwick. He's looking for Medor, and it will deflect off of Hunter Hagman. And now Boys Latin have a chance. And it's these passes in the back which Coverall is really controlling much of the possession with these long balls across. This one will find Peters, but he took a bad touch and looks like he was offsides as that ball goes into the street and it hits a car. Scary moment there for the driver as the ball is still drifting across. But they found a new one.
Well, that's good because I don't think we were getting it back for a while. In fact, causing some traffic as the ball rolls underneath the car now and it stops to, I guess, get out and maybe retrieve it. Well, it seems actually there's a Calvert Hall player down there to get it from underneath. Not sure how he got there. It must be a gate somewhere.
What a brave soul, putting it all on the line. Those balls are very expensive, you know. As this ball is whipped across, it's headed away by Bender. Another chance here for Boys Latin. Playing it through, and it's overhit. It was Bailey. Damsgaard is just going to let that one go all the way out. Here's Garfink. Calvert Hall have kind of settled back down after the blip in offense. Boys Latin's bench trying to get them into the game as they've won the throw. Headed off the back of the head of Garfink. The ball for the last couple of minutes or so has stayed in the middle of the field.
Well, it's an improvement for Boys Latin, who they had the ball sitting in their own half of the field, or their own third, for a good amount of time. So maybe if they push a little bit more, they'll have the ball in the attacking third for a bit.
So it'll be a throw in here for Boys Latin, as they're still looking for their first major chance of the game. And it looks like it will be a foul called. Nagy went down. So it'll be a free kick for the Hall. They'll take it short and keep passing it in the back.
Well, I think their goal with all this interpassing in the midfield is to just wear down the defenders because they have to keep running to guard every single one. And then maybe once their opposition is broken down, they can get in some quick runs against their tired defenders.
And this will be a boys Latin throw. It'll be thrown straight into the head of Nagy. And that will be fouled there by Damsgaard, and it will be a free kick for Boys Latin, and this could be the chance they're looking for if a dangerous ball goes across the middle.
Well, it'll just be interesting how soccer works because, you know, Cabral has had most of the possession, most of the pressure the entire game, and Boys Latin could be the ones winning after this one, just with one good chance. That's all it takes.
It'll be whipped in and headed away by Christ. Peters plays it backwards. But Garfink is there. Look at the center back winning that ball with speed. Just to cut it back, he will find Nagy, who's got some good minutes here. Debut freshman. So it's whipped across, it found Barwick. The ball was high and Bar couldn't really do much with it. Oh, that one will hit right off Bender and out for a Boys Latin throw.
And that one must have hurt. That was a really hard hit ball from 2 yards out.
Garfink, that's a nice ball through to Ferris. And here's Bender. 3 men on him and he still finds Garfink. Bender again finds Ferris, back to Bender. Bender still going through. That one will be cleared away by Brown. And that's a foul called in Gizriel. Another free kick for Boys Latin, but they will send it back. Boys Latin now trying to get a bit of possession. They'll squander this one. Still in. Now out. It will be a Calvert Hall throw. Calvert Hall will make substitutions. Ferris will come out. Peters will come out. And Allen and Lim will come on.
Well, 15 minutes in, and we haven't really seen much. There's been a corner or two and not a single shot on goal. See if this changes. But the way this is going, I'd say it's going to end in a 0-0 draw.
Stephen Welsh also in. He will come in for Sean Barwick. So this will be a new look Calvert Hall offense with 3 changes. Here's Lim. Calvert Hall is really losing their shape, but in a very good way. It's becoming tough to predict for the Lakers. That will go out. It will be a Boys Latin throw. Throwing it high. And forward it will be sold by Christ. Somehow he got through that. And here's Bender. There's Lim in the middle. Lim's still with it. He could be in here, but didn't see it in time as Cadigan picks it up.
I'd be surprised if the Boys Latin goalie remembers what the ball feels like, because I don't think he's touched it yet this game.
You're right, he is not. He is not even taking the goal kicks. Could be a chance here for Boys Latin, and it's a nice run down the sideline.
Yeah, he did well to get open for the shot, but it was still not the most auspicious angle to take a shot from. Would have been really surprised if that had gone in.
And so here's Garfink. Aggie, that was a nice overlap, but a little hard. Welsh will keep it in. Here's Damsgaard, replacement for Bleacher, who is currently injured. There's Welsh trying to find space, but Hescox is on him, and Welsh will go for it, and will be saved by Cadigan. A decent look there from Welsh. He got open. Not the greatest punt, but it will work for Cadigan as Wade Bailey was trying to get something there.
Well, it is interesting. The game currently does seem to be being played in little bursts of rest and then little bursts of frenzied attack in small little areas.
Oh, and found Welsh, but he couldn't take the best touches. Boyd Slatton now take over. And Welsh did not really get the best touch on that one, but running hard after. And it will be another Boyd Slatton throw. And they seem to have had almost all their throws in this same 5 yards on that side of the bench. Let's see if they throw it up into the cluster at midfield again. That is what they will do. Reed. And it will be a free kick for Boyd Slatton.
Well, a lot of guys went down in that little series, and it was only a matter of time, I think, before someone got called for a foul. With all these people going down, it couldn't always be clean, right?
And midway through the first half, there really have not been too many fouls. It's not the chippiest affair, unlike previous games against big rivals, Loyola and Curley. So it's a nice change of pace here for the Cardinals. This one's sent back, and that could be costly if not for good defense here by Boyd Slatton. And as for you to say that, that's another foul in Calvert Hall. But all of these fouls have been pretty contested in the attacking side, so not too dangerous for the Hall. Offsides will be called.
Well, if he'd gone a second later, it would have been a really good idea because he almost had his defender beat. It was the right idea from the defender to lead him with that kind of pass.
This one's in the middle. We'll find Bender.
Well, it seems like Calvert Hall's pressing now. They're throwing guys trying to intercept these passes.
Here's Medor. Looking for a second for Lim, but he will instead go to Damsgaard. Calvert Hall's got numbers up. That one will just go straight back to Cadigan for his simple save. Cadigan had trouble with the first one. Let's see if he can do better here.
It's an interesting little down spiral he puts on those, and I wonder if it's supposed to make his punts a little more accurate.
Cadigan almost just passed it and then received it back as he's telling his team to push up. And here's Welsh. Again, numbers forward for Calvert Hall. Welsh still got it. It goes through. There's a chance it's Bender. And it's a Great save there by Cadigan.
Well, it was the right idea. He had opened up the space for the shot, just didn't quite hit it right or something, and went right to the goalkeeper.
That's exactly what you want if you cover all the preseason All-American alone in the box, but Cadigan composed there making the save. And here's Reed, almost going it alone. Back to Brown. Outside, here's Hagman, trying to play it over the top for Shell. Shell pokes it across, and Garfinkel's there. And down, that's a dangerous tackle, but a good one from Israel. And Damsgaard trying to keep it in, who will find Lim. And Calvert Hall trying to get a counter going, but the foul will be called.
Yeah, I think Calvert Hall would have been happier if they'd just been able to play advantage. I think they had a good counterattack going there.
You could see Lim was visibly upset as he had all the momentum. This one's played through right into the chest of Lim. Nice heads-up play. It's whipped across Welsh and Bender. Just wide again. It was creative there by Welsh. And a good run there by Bender, but it's just not clicking offensively for the Hall.
They've had 2 good chances in the box, but they've come close in the shots, just haven't quite been able to finish it yet.
Will Andrews will enter the game for Damsgaard, and Cody Angelini, who started against Curley at defense, will now come in to replace Ben Medor in the midfield. Here is Welsh. Welsh going to go for it, and Cadigan was there again.
Well, I think the goalie would like these saves to be this easy throughout the game, but I'm not sure that's going to last.
Well, Calvert Hall has been peppering him in the last couple of minutes or so, but Cadigan is shown to be not too bad of a keeper. That one's seemingly kept in by the ref, but it will be a Calvert Hall throw. Good substitution there is Gabriel Gleekin, another freshman, will enter the game for his first minutes here at Kelly Field.
Well, miscommunication there almost ended up in a goal. Didn't quite see the pass coming and let it go right behind him, or he was being pressed too, so if the other player had gotten it, could have gone for a goal.
And this is really something this year for the Hall. We haven't even played 2 games yet, and all 6 freshmen have seen the field at home. Here's Bender trying to run over, and it will be a foul. That time Calvert Hall does not have any problems with them not playing the run of play. Andrews will find Angelini. Good ball across. Here's Gleekin. Gleekin trying to find Allen. So when played down the field looking for Brisa. Chris got to run to it, and he will get there. Here is Andrews.
And Boys Latin pressing a little bit more now. Guess coach must have said something, and now they're really attacking the ball, even on defense.
This one's stolen back by Bender. And he will play it back to Gabriel Gleekin. Gleekin will try to send it through. He was looking for Lim. It just went up for the header, couldn't get that. Now he's got to get back. And he's done very well on that. Poked away. Here is Ben Smith looking for Reed through. Reed slowing it down, and that will go out.
That's a nifty touch by the defender. He got a goal kick out of it, even though it looked like it touched off him. He managed to tip it back into the Boys Latin forward and get a goal kick out of it.
It was really the first time that Boys Latin had the ball that close. It was a nice run there by Owen Reed. Levis will play it out to Christ. Angelini's stepping to it. He can't lose it here, and he has. And it's played through. Here's Reed. And it takes a deflection and will go out. Corner for Boys Latin. And the visiting crowd getting into it now, as this is a huge chance for the Lakers.
And I thought for sure he had scored on that one. He had a 1-on-0. And with the goalie, he was all alone. But a good touch by the defender. It's only a corner.
David Peters, the man in form for the Hawes, entered the game again. He's accounted for 100% of the Cardinals' goals this year. The ball will be whipped across. It will go back post. And still not cleared. And now it will be booted up by Lim.
Well, that was an interesting corner because they put it to the back post. Most teams you see put it to the front post or maybe in the middle of the box. But that one they went back post on, and I think they might have confused Calvert Hall's defenders.
It was not a bad corner kick, though. There were two Boys Latin guys there, but Calvert Hall defended it very well. It's a half an hour gone. And we haven't really seen too much from Boys Latin offensively. We've seen a lot from Calvert Hall offensively, but they just have not been able to get the ball past Cadigan, who's played phenomenal. Lim stepping in, he will take it. Gleekin trying to find Bender, and he will. There's Peters, back to Bender. Here's Barwick. Bark will have a go, and that one will be high and wide. And Boys Latin's defense has been pretty good. They've forced a lot of shots from Calvert Hall from outside the box.
Well, the goal is only 8 yards wide and 8 feet tall. So you have to really hit it right if you're going to score from that far out. So really, I think Boys Latin will be happy with those shots because it's hard to score from those.
Well, a nice bit of skill there as he completely turns Ben McClure.
He's using only his right foot, too.
Here he is, Garfink. He's signaling for that ball, but he will instead play it to Andrus. Israel to Angelini.
What's interesting about high school sports is that I actually have a class with Cody Angelini, which is kind of interesting because, you don't get to meet Messi very much, but I get to meet Cody Angelini. And not being very good at soccer myself, it's kind of cool.
It makes him seem a lot more down to earth, doesn't it?
I agree.
So it'll be another throw here for Boys Latin.
And I'm not sure they've had a throw that wasn't right alongside their bench. I think they've had several now, and they've all been right there.
It's been positive for them, too, as the bench really gets into it every time they win one. Here's Bender. Lincoln made a run, but he didn't appear to see him. Andrus will poke it away, and here's Barwick playing it through, and it's Bender.
Oh, that's a great save. Good clear, too. It's only a corner, and that could have been the opening goal. Still goose eggs on the board.
By Bender, but yet again, this Boys Latin team finds a way to keep it out of the goal. Hayden Lim will line up to send this ball across. Lim will put it across. Rising was Gizriel, and it was Bender who put it wide.
He had the right idea. He got above everyone else and got there first, and it looked like he hit it right, too. Maybe he was just like a slight bit late. Maybe that caused it to go just wide.
freshman Tyler Flynn entering the game. Stolen here by Gleekin. Here's Peters. Peters will go for it, and again, right to Cadigan. Cadigan's been very busy, but he's only really made 2 phenomenal saves. Most of them have just been right at him.
Now just over 7 minutes to go, and I think Boys Latin would be happy with a tie at halftime, but we'll see. Maybe they'll change something if they really want to go into the locker room in the lead at halftime.
Here's Christ. Andrew's so quick on his feet. And here's Flynn. Looking for Bender. It was a pretty good ball there, but Bender just couldn't get a touch on it. Here'd be Andrus to throw it in. That was not the greatest ball looking for Flynn, but nobody up for Boys Latin, so it won't do too much harm.
Well, it is interesting, this kind of mini press that Boys Latin is putting on. They seem to be putting their defensive players in the passing lanes, trying to cut off the pass and force Caverhall into a bad pass by pretending to leave it open and then covering it once they make the pass.
Here is Flynn. Again, the Boys Latin defense coming up with a big play. That one will go out. Another Boys Latin throw. There will be a sub here for Boys Latin. Coming off Braden McClure.
Well, really long throw. Threw it like 15 yards, but didn't really help much because they get the ball back a couple yards behind where they were to begin with.
Boys Latin must have had a lot of time in practice to throw-ins because they've had a lot of them today. Here's Bender. Nice move from Bender, and he will go for it and saved by Cadigan, and Flynn over the bar.
Ooh,
Nerves from the freshman. That was the chance of the day for Calvert Hall.
That was a good save, and there really wasn't much he could have done about that, the goalie, to put it anywhere else but there. But how unlucky.
Flynn was just right there, and you'd have to think that for a freshman on varsity, he would make that 9 times out of 10, but just unfortunate. How about this is a Calvert Hall throw from that side. We have not seen that yet today. Here is Barwick. Barwick going for it. It took a deflection. And it will be a corner kick.
Well, they haven't done too much on their first 2 corners. They had one really good chance, but nothing on goal yet so far.
Interesting. It's Ben Bender who got ahead on the last corner. He will take this one. Bender will play it across, and that one will go over everybody straight out for a goal kick.
And I think that went to the same spot where he was when he almost scored on the last corner.
And with this very, very young group of forwards here for the Hall, you don't really have much height. That one's played forward. Looks like Garfink will win that one. We'll find back to Bailey. Bailey almost ran over Krzyminski. And it will be a free kick for the Hawk. Andrus playing it forward to Barwood. And this could be another chance here for the Hall. Barwood kind of took a heavy touch. Looking, he had Flynn outside, could not get it to him. Right, it will stay in. Here's Chris. Back to Levis, who has not been busy today.
Well, it's been a good, solid cover hold defense. I think he might want to thank them at halftime for the protection.
Covered Hall has played very well. They definitely deserve a lead, but Boys Latin's defense has also played well. Cadigan again right there. Cadigan definitely taking his time here. There's Angelini in the midfield. Over to fellow freshman Gleekin. This could be a dangerous ball, but good defense there by Ben Heck. And it will be another throw in here for the Hall. In a dangerous position. Kuzminski still wins it. Nice touch there by Angelini. There's Bender. He's been all over the field here in this first half. Still on it. Looking through, he saw Peters for a second. Here's Flynn. These freshmen are very good on the ball. Flynn looking downfield. He's got Will Andrus, the right back, who sends a ball across, headed away again by Boys Latin. Spencer kind of win it. This is going to be a free kick for the Hall, and Ben Bender will claim it.
Very good chance, because
Ben Bender will go quickly, and Cadigan saw that one coming. Interesting play there from the Hall. Bender didn't even wait for them to get set and almost caught the defense off guard. But Cadigan stayed focused all the way. Less than 30 seconds to go in this first half. That's a bad touch by Gleekin. Possibly enough time for final Boys Latin chance, but it doesn't look like they're in much of a hurry. And as the final seconds tick down, spoils will be shared in the first half as it stays 0-0, but Calvert Hall definitely dominated the run of play.
Well, yeah, and I think if they keep playing the way they have been, something will fall for them at some point. I mean, they've had so many good chances. It would be crazy if they didn't get something. I mean, I know it's 0-0 right now, but something will change. Something will fall.
What do you think that Boys Latin's got to do to try to swing this one in their direction?
Well, their main source of attack seemed to be like long runs with big passes, and they were trying to outrun them. And maybe if they worked on timing those runs a bit better, they had a couple of offsides calls and a couple of passes that didn't quite make it. I think if they can perfect those a little bit, they seem to have been working, so they can get a couple of good balls into the attacking zone. Then they might be able to set up some better scoring chances.
I think that you couldn't have said it better about Calvert Hall. If they just keep peppering the goal, eventually the ball will go in. But Cadigan really has played beside himself today. It's been a great performance. But the Hall just, and keep in mind, these are very young forwards for all. But David Peters has shown that it does not matter. He scored versus Curley and at Loyola, but trying to spread the wealth to this Calvert Hall team. We'll be back for the second half. Couple of minutes. here at Kelly Field, and Riley Organ has come on, seemingly to replace it looks like Tyler Flynn.
Well, it'll be interesting to see what changes in the second half, and at least in the way the teams play, because neither coach seemed, just judging by the player huddles, neither coach seemed to be completely thrilled with how they were playing. We'll see if maybe Boys Latin comes out trying to score a goal, because they know they can keep Calvert Hall at bay decently well. Maybe Calvert Hall will also try something different, because they know that they've been playing possession, and they've been grinding their opponents to the majority of the game.
Latin will start it now. Set behind it, Ben Smith. And we're underway here in the second half, and already a long ball from Boys Latin. Quick throw by Levis. Outside here to Flynn. Nice move there. And into Barwick, and tried to be cleared away. Here's Owen Reed. Here's Bender.
And a good tackle by the Boys Latin defender, get the ball back. He knew where the pass was going to go and really beat the dribbler to it.
Here's Gleekin looking downfield. Flynn's found himself free in the corner, playing it across, but stopped there by Brown.
And it seemed to get on top of the ball so much that it really just trickled it right to him.
Andrus to Bender. Bender playing it through. Here's Organ. He had a touch. And Barwick almost jumped on Cadigan, but he still makes the play.
And really, really close, because, yeah, like you said, he did get a touch on it, but it just wasn't enough to put it out of the goalkeeper's path and sink it into the back of the net. Unlucky.
That ball will be played forward to Bailey.
And another one of those forward passes that we've been seeing a lot of from Boys Latin. Let's see if they can turn it into something.
And the throw-ins on the left side of the bench will begin again here for Boys Latin, but this time it's in the attacking half. Throwing it all the way into the box. And Damian Krasinski trying to clear it. That one hit a little hard, but Gleekin manages to almost keep it in, but it will be a Boys Latin throw. Here's Bender. Bender looking for Flynn again, but this Boys Latin defense again stifled.
And that foul, for some reason, has gotten the Boys Latin bench really riled up. Not really sure what that means. It's not like a great attacking chance. It's still in their own half of the field, and it's just a foul.
Brown can boot it a long way, though. We've seen him taking goal kicks. That's a dangerous touch into the corner. It's sent across, put away by Garfink.
Well, maybe that's why they were excited. That was a good chance almost from a long way out.
Bender heads it forward. Barwick shields, and this could be a big chance for the Hawks. Great defense there by Ben Heck.
Well, it was a brave effort to go charge the charging Barwick and take that ball from good heads-up play.
And it's not a very common sight, but we have some of the football team, it appears, standing right behind Calvert Hall's attacking goal. Not usually a presence there, but maybe that could help the Cardinals. Of course, they're getting ready. They have a football game tonight against Riverdale Baptist. Great start to the season for that. And that was a curious header there by Ben Smith. It just went over everybody.
Well, I think he was trying to, or he was faced the other way, so he couldn't see, but I think he thought that someone was making a run, so by heading that ball, he was getting it in behind the defense, but there was no one there to get on the receiving end of that header.
There's Damian Krasinski playing a long ball forward. Bender heading it to nobody. And here comes Boys Latin. Bailey trying to chase it down, but Christ will get there first. 5 minutes gone here in the second half, and it still has been Calvert Hall controlling. Headed forward by Gizriel, but that's a nice play there, but here comes Bender. And he's found Flynn. This could be a big chance for the Hall. Flynn plays it across all the way. Barwick somehow couldn't get a touch on the end of that one into the goal.
Unlucky. And I think, I don't know what went wrong there. He seemed to be in the right spot and he had it all lined up. And then it just didn't result in a goal.
And that's been kind of the story game for the Hall. They've created themselves a lot of great chances, but just been unlucky in the end.
Funny how it's happening today, because today is Friday the 13th on a full moon, which I hear will not happen again until 2040 something. And both terms seem to be unlucky phenomena, and they're happening on the same day.
Well, Calvert Hall will really look for anything to try to explain this. It's quite mysterious. Here's Gleekin. Again looking for Flynn. He's been the target man this second half. Andrews overlapping. Nice moves there by Flynn as Andrews finds himself in the corner. And he will look to send it across, and it falls for Flynn and couldn't get a shot off.
Yeah, I think one too many touches. Wouldn't have been a great shot, but I think he should have just taken it one touch earlier and might have gotten a better chance.
That was not hit well. Flynn making sure he's on sides, and he will just let that one go out for a throw. Calvert Hall had a lot more creativity here in the second half. These freshmen.
Well, until this last chance or two, I'd probably say that the most dangerous forward play we've had has been that ball rolling into the street in front of the cars.
Seems hero Link was going and tracking that one down. As this one will go, stay in.
Yeah, I think he would have gotten first half MVP. Not that they award that, but he's my vote.
Link, of course, out all of last season with a broken leg. Good to see that he is healed. And Oregon will be taken down. And this is another big chance for the Hall. Bender walking away from it. He will not try to take this one. Instead, it will be Garfink.
This angle, still a decent shooting angle, enough so that they have to guard both the shot and the goal. And so they take away some defenders on that wall.
Cadigan will set his wall. Garfink stands behind it, and he will try to whip it across. Oregon heads it in. It's Bender! And that's the goal Calvert Hall have been waiting over 50 minutes for. Finally, something goes right offensively for the Hall, and it's Bender's first of the year.
Well, that's a beautiful goal. He got in the right spot.
You could just feel it coming straight from kickoff of the first half. It's been all Calvert Hall, and finally, they've gotten it to go.
I got it.
Well, that's just what happens when you keep getting in those right spots. Like I said earlier, they were getting all the good chances. You knew at some point they would have to score, and now Boys Lattin's really going to have to come up with something to score because they've kind of been playing like they were going to shut out their opponents, but they haven't been able to do that, so now they're going to have to score to tie this up, and we'll see what they come up with.
So the Hall are hoping that this will be start of something new and that the floodgates will open. Boys Lattin waiting. We'll talk with the ref there.
Possibly about adding something. Not sure what.
And there seems to be a little bit of confusion. Oh, it's the football team standing behind the goal. They must move. So that's not what Calvert Hall wanted at all, is the momentum has been completely lost. And now we are ready to go. Oregon. And now a lot more urgency from Boys Lattin as soon as they get the ball.
Well, really, they don't have much of a choice. I mean, there's still a lot of time left, but I mean, they're going to have to score at some point, and why not now? If they score now, they could get a second one and take the lead.
That ball will make it all the way over to Hegman, but Gleekin still trying to win this, and he's chopped him down. That will be a free kick for Boys Lattin. Andrews will boot that one forward. It'll be free kick for the Hall.
I'm not quite sure what happened there, but it looked like Boys Lattin actually won that little dump into the box, but a lucky touch from the Calvert Hall defender that knocked it away. I think he had pushed it forward, and there was someone there to finish that, maybe.
Here's Kuzmansky. Andrews has a bit of space. Look for Barwick. He plays it on to Flynn, but touch was a bit heavy. It will go out for a throw.
Someone on the far side of the field stretching for Calvert Hall. Those bright green cleats mean it could be Cody Angelini. It looks like number 1 from here.
And Heck will look to send that one skyward. Reed will play it downfield, and Garfink will run that one down. And Levis will boot it up.
Well, he's won the header so well, he's actually lost it because he so uncontested it and just headed it straight out of bounds.
And here comes Bender down the sideline. He's got the goal today for the Hall. A lot less urgency from the Hall after scoring, and looks like a massive sigh of relief for them. The goal's been coming for quite some time. And that one will be played through, trying to find Gleekin. Gleekin across, Gisriel still on it. Gisriel will play it across. Here's Flynn again, and it will be knocked away by Brown.
And again, one touch away from making it another goal because he had the cross, and I think he would have beaten the goalie to it. But good placement from the Boys Lattin defender. Keep it a 1-goal game.
And Tyler Flynn, I think, has definitely made up for the bad miss in the first half. He's really created a lot of offense down that right line for the Hall. Here he is now in the midfield.
Well, speaking of those sidelines, I see our Calvert Hall wingbacks still pushing up a lot. I wonder if they're still want a second goal, or maybe that's just how they play. They've been doing it even before they got this goal.
There's Bender whipping it across, and that one will go into the side netting.
Well, you could see what he was trying to do. They had numbers in the box, but kind of an awkward angle. He was being chased, and he had to stop his momentum, curve it in, going from full speed. Kind of hard to do.
So it's played long. Leakin trying to win it, will go down. That will be called against Boys Latin.
Well, the offender seems confused, but I think the foul occurred earlier. They just let him play on because he got up and kept playing it. Just once he had to go backwards with it, they gave him the advantage.
And that will be no foul called. And Boys Latin now trying to get him forward. Looking down the line, here's Reed. Reed still with it. Here's Smith.
We certainly can't deny the fact that Boys Latin's gotten a lot more physical in the last 5-10 minutes, really, since they gave up the goal. And been a lot of fouls recently.
And it will be a throw yet again from that left side of the bench. Here's Reed. He had a little bit of space, but wanted to get closer and lost it. This one's played forward. It's Bailey. Poked away by Gisriel. Played through. Here's Hegman trying to run it down. It will be Strong. Angelini looking like he will enter the game.
Well, I knew as soon as I saw the bright green cleats that it was probably him, because I have to say those aren't very common. I have a pair myself of fairly bright green cleats, but not as neon as his, that's for sure.
Will Andrus came up for him, and Andrus had himself quite a nice game in the back. Here is Christ. In downfield, he trying to find Barwick, and he will find him. And here's Barwick playing it through.
Ooh, offsides. That was close. Maybe just a foot or two off. But he's fast, and, you know, I think if he just waited like a half second, he probably still would have gotten to the ball first. Well, speaking of bright neon cleats, here's someone with the ball who has another bright pair of neon cleats.
Yeah. More subs here from the Hall. Ben Medor and Liam Giblin have entered the game, as well as Stephen Welsh. Here's Bender. He will play it forward to Oregon. Play it in the middle, stolen back by Boys Latin. Giblin will send it across. Leakin couldn't get there. It will be throw in for the Lakers. Back by Giblin.
Boys Latin's runs have seeming a bit frantic recently, and I think they were doing better when they had a little more composed attack runs that they were having earlier.
There's Monmouth fresh off the bench. And that will be another throw for Boys Latin.
I don't know about you, but I think that might be their first throw that's not right in front of their bench.
It's been a while, definitely.
Of course, it doesn't really mean much, but still, it's an interesting fact.
As you say that, they get another. Here's Garfink. And Stephen Welsh has found himself some space. He plays it across. It was strong from Medor. Here's Bender. Couldn't get the shot off. Oregon will take it back. And he's stolen back by Heck. Nice game for him.
Well, a lot of Boys Latin subs recently seem to have been for size and height, and I think that's maybe trying to fill that agenda of this fairly physical game they've been playing. They've been pressing up and trying to take the ball by force.
Here's Kalikin. He will lose it. Ball will be played forward. Israel will run this one down. Here's Monmouth. And Bender down the sideline. Keeps it in.
It's a good cutback.
Bender whipping it across. It's Oregon, and it's 2 for the Hall.
That is really a high-class header. Not really much he could have done about that one. But all set up by that cutback from Bender. He recognized that he couldn't beat the defender to the edge, so he simply stopped and let the defender run by.
Well, Bender had one of his own to make it 1-0. Then he sets up Oregon for the second. Now the Hall can kind of sit back and defend as Boys Latin not really threatening enough to still be worried. Shell will play it back.
Well, I think Calvert Hall will be happier having gotten the second goal, because I think they might have been slightly disappointed if they hadn't beat this opponent who they felt like they've been dominating. If they hadn't beaten them by more than a goal, they might have been a little bit put down. Well, it's late enough in the game that it's two-goal lead. They sometimes say can be dangerous because they get complacent, but I'm not really sure there's enough time, really heart left in Boys Latin to make that statement true today.
And it was Riley Oregon with the goal, and now 3 out of the 4 goals for the season for the Hall have been scored by underclassmen. Monmouth will run that one down. Here's Giblin. Giblin turns. That's a nice play, but they'll lose it in the end.
Too many defenders. Really pressing up on the ball, and there were just so many defenders he couldn't keep dribbling. Just like he ran out of breath, I guess you could say. Can't keep talking when you run out of breath, kind of thing.
Peyton Medor, the brother of freshman Ben Medor, will see his first varsity action at home as he enters the game. How special must this be for Peyton? Is 3 years older than his brother. You probably think they haven't really had a chance to play together until now.
Well, besides, maybe scrimmages in the backyard. They probably haven't played much together in soccer, so that's got to be cool for them. Maybe they get a pass to each other. Kind of cool. I'd certainly like to be able to play with my brother in soccer. He's 6 years older than me, and neither one of us is really good, so it's probably never going to happen, but still be cool.
Bender tracing back. This is the furthest we've seen him back all of the game. Here's Chris. He's got a lot of space. Welsh. Forward here is Ben Medor. Still with it. This one booted up. Chased down by Nagy, who's just re-entered the game. Peyton Medor to Ben Medor.
Well, I'm sure they have to be on the same page as brothers, right?
And that one's whipped across. Bender was there. Couldn't really get the touch he wanted on it. Angelini hasn't really done too much since he's come on, but as a defender, you really don't want him to do much. He's found 2 quick touches on the ball here.
It's hard to remember sometimes that some of these players out here.
Here's a chance now. It's Ben Smith, but Garfink runs it down. That's defended very well.
Well, it's a good thing someone was paying attention because seemed to be kind of caught in a little sleep there on that run.
Quick free kick there by the Hall. Kind of caught the Lakers off guard and it'll waste some time there just passing around the midfield. And it comes through to Ben Medor. He plays it through. Here's Mane trying to keep it in, and somehow the backspin rolls it out. Bender was right there. Sorry, Stephen Welsh was right there. And here is Ben Medor through, looking for Welsh, but it was played behind him. Garfink looking down. That was a good ball to Mane, but couldn't quite get to him. Nice play there by Brown. Here's Ben Medor. And for Welsh, he hit it hard. And here's Bender going down. They will point to the spot. Penalty kick for the Hall.
Well, you have to be 99% or 100% sure that it was a penalty, and it did look like he tripped him, but interesting to see the replay because players these days are really good at going down for the team.
So Bender has an assist and a goal already. Steps forward and calmly slots home Calvert Hall's third. And that one really makes this one difficult for the Lakers to come back, but just a great day for Bender. 2 goals and an assist. And Calvert Hall is really walking back. They really feeling confident with this scoreline.
Yeah, well, they've really shown the other team what it's like to play soccer, today. 3-0.
How about this? The ball in the street hero Chris Link stepping into the game, as well as Patrick Tejada. Calvert Hall's used a lot of players today. This has definitely been a team effort.
Well, they do carry a lot of players, and I guess the philosophy is now that they're up 3-0, why not use them all, right? They have to have kept them for some reason. Well, the goalie getting his work in. He hasn't had to do too much today, but he gets to go run after the goal kick and get the ball retrieved for it.
Here is Link. Bender back to Link. Nagy's wide open, got a lot of space over there. And they will play it to him now. Looks like they're going to switch fields again as Giblin was wide open down the sideline. Calvert Hall taking their time though. Don't want to do anything too aggressive when you're up 3-0. That will go out. It will be a Laker throw.
Well, yeah, and with just over 13 minutes to go, I think any goals at this point would, for Calvert Hall, they would probably be accidental or not really, the chance falls upon them, so they take it well. I don't think they would try to create too much. And for Boys Latin, of course, if they score, it'll be exciting for the scorer, but for the course of the game, probably won't change too much.
Here's Nagy looking for Mador. Demoneth back to Mador. He will try to send it across, but it will go behind the goal.
Well, it's good 1-2 passing. It's just hit maybe slightly too hard. Couldn't really get it in a good cross. The ball seemed to be spinning funny. That's what happens when you get these rapid one-touch passes. And you can get some real crazy spin, and I think that's kind of spun it out of bounds.
So Damsgaard will come in for Garfink. What a day for Garfink. He had, of course, that great tackle after Boys Latin seemingly had a breakaway. Giblin will throw this one in. Find Mador. That was a nice move there, but he cleared away. This ball through, but Cadigan will send it downfield. This guy had to be careful that Reed was chasing behind him. And here's Link.
Yeah, like you said, I would not want to do that job as goalie. I have a guy charging down at me, and he's coming after me, right? Because I would not have the nerves to stay calm, because I know they teach you as a goalie, if there's a guy charging at you, stay calm, make that pass, but I'd go crazy.
Cadigan will run it over again. It's Stockton pretty much wide open, but still Calvert Hall will steal it. Nice move here from Mane. Ooh, he had Tejada moving over. He will instead play to Mador. Mador makes a move. Going down. And looks like it will be a corner kick for the Hall.
And I think, given the score, and they already got one penalty today, they didn't call that one. That might have been clean, but I thought he might have hit him a little too hard.
So we will have a goalie change for the Hall. Levis coming out. Zach Walega entering. Ball's ripped across by Tejada. Here's Reef, fresh in the game. Tejada will play it across again. Bender again. Oh. Nearly the hat trick.
Nearly the hat trick, yeah. Well, that was a high cross, and he's tall and can jump, but yeah, it wasn't quite tall enough to, I think, get on top of that one and be able to head it down instead of up like that happened. What happened there?
And Zach Walega getting his first varsity minutes for the Hall in goal now as Bender plays it through looking for Allen. It will be carried out safely by Hescox.
Now 3 goals ahead now, under 10 minutes to go, and they really have lost a lot of urgency recently. Really both teams, but especially Calvert Hall.
Looking downfield, here's McClure, but he is offsides.
Yeah, some have been closer than others today. That one was a good yard, 2 or 3 offsides there. Good try though. He had the right idea, just too early. It's crazy the technology they have now, though. They can measure those offsides, get them down to the half inch.
Max Henneman and Finn O'Mara both warming up next to the bench. As Moneth plays it through, here's Reef. Hooked away by Angelini. looking down the field. Here's Allen. Reef. Back to Medor. And Allen will play it to Medor, whipping it across, and Bender couldn't quite get there. And will be out for a Laker throw. Interesting looking throw there. It's booted down and Medor will run it down. So there are 8 minutes to go, and the Hogs had an offensive explosion here in the second half as compared to a very quiet first half. Tejada trying to stay with it.
Yeah, this game kind of has gone how the first off team did it at Loyola a couple days ago. I was manager for that. It was 0-0 with a lot of good chances for Calvert Hall in the first half, but then they scored 2 goals pretty quickly in the second half, one of which came from a nice shot from way outside the box. But these 2 games kind of been pretty similar.
Soccer is a very interesting sport in that you cannot see it coming, and then all of a sudden, tons of offense. But games can continue at 0-0 for quite some time. This Link finds Medor. And that one will be played through. He's looking for Owen Reed. Link will watch that one go out for a throw.
You can see how he fooled the attacker into backing off, and then he just let it go out of bounds. He fake kicked it, and then fake passed it, and then pretended to stop it. But in the end, all they were feints, and just went out for a throw.
Finn O'Mara, Faris, and Max Henneman have all entered the game. Here is Henneman to Faris. Link trying to push the team forward and said he will play it to Medor. Well, really has been controlling possession here in the back. And that one will go right to Walega.
That was close. I think if he had, he might have been able to, he was almost able to cut that off and then just have a 1-0 with the goalie, but good heads-up play by the keeper to come charge that one.
Hanneman's got to run this one down, and he will. And safely to Walega. Under 5 minutes to go now for the Hawks.
Well, if you do the math, Boys Latin would have to score a goal roughly every minute and 40 seconds, which at this rate would be kind of hard. I mean, it's possible, but definitely not easy.
So Medor will throw this one in. Overall, not really been looking to score much the last 10 minutes or so, but they really have done a great job possessing. But now they will, as Allen finds himself in the corner. Here's Reef whipping it across. He was looking for Tejada. Medor. Lay it across. Here's O'Mara. Poked away and running downfield is Owen Reed. Chance for the Hall after they were caught forward, and this will not be a foul. Here's Mane.
Well, it's weird how many guys they're committing to defense. Boys Latin. I mean, you'd think they'd try to score a goal with the last few minutes that remain, but they have 10 of 11 players on the field back on their half of the field when Calvert Hall has the ball.
Mane will lose it, but it will be out. Calvert Hall throw. Henneman will come over and he will throw it into Damsgaard, but Henneman will recover and win this one. Reed was really had a good chance of that one.
Well, for the few hopeful fans of Boys Latin out there, if they want to force an overtime, they could score 1 goal every minute, but I'm not sure that's going to happen.
Here's Reed running down. Link will tackle it right back to him. Reed through Medor, whipping it across, headed away by Link. Reed will just push this one forward. Monith will come over. Let him play it down, and definitely losing the size here. So
paid 50 cents to watch that pinball machine again. That was quite interesting. I think it bounced off like 3 players twice each, and then it went out.
Ben Heckey's kind of missing for the couple of minutes, but really been needed again, making a play.
You know, Boys Latin have played well in this game. There's under 2 minutes to go now, but they played well, and you know, it's a good learning game for them.
This could be a chance. It's McClure trying to get a cross off. Monith will let that one go out. It will be a throw for, well, he threw it in from halfway across the track. They're trying to get a quick start.
Maybe one last run here right before the last minute of the game, but nope, it's ended in nothing. Good defense to intercept that back.
Here is O'Mara over Allen new play back.
Trying to thread it through on that pass back there, but it's a little too soft. It would have been a great opportunity though, because I would have been a 1-0 at the goalie probably if they had gotten through.
Here's Smith winning it, and Reed played it to no one as we enter in down the final 30 seconds. Henneman will win that one. Here's Damsgaard. They will be playing it forward. Here's Allen trying to knock it over the goalie. And that one will go out as the final buzzer sounds. Calvert Hall will get their first win of the season. It was a team win and a dominant win, 3-0. 2 goals from Ben Bender, and he assists Riley Organ. Calvert Hall will move to 1-1-1 after a relatively slow start. You got to say, Luke, that the offense really came alive here in the second half.
Well, that's just a good sign of things to come because, yeah, maybe they didn't have their greatest first 2 games, and they scored a goal or 2 and gave up more. But if they proved that they can do it with this game, they beat a team here and they beat them by a comfortable amount, and so maybe this should give them some confidence for games later on, maybe.
And so that will do it for us here, as you can stay tuned in about an hour and a half or so. We will be back on for the football game tonight against Riverdale Baptist. We thank you for tuning in as Calvert Hall collects their first win of the season. I'm Tyler Lochte.
And I'm Luke Dragonette.
Signing off.